What's up? What's up? What's up? What it is? It's Nathan here. Following our theme of vigilant consumers, Jasmine spoke last Friday night about unbuilding your faith.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Let me explain. Have you ever done this to your pen and then tried to put it back together? And then when you succeeded, then you know how the pen operated. And then when someone had a problem with their pen, you could fix it. And then they would fall in love with you because you can fix things. So maybe you can fix their soul. No? Well, meaning it never happened to me. Regardless, unbuilding your faith does the same thing. You deconstruct your belief to see the moving parts and see the problems in your thinking and the ideas you hold. Well, just as we consume ideas, we need a filter to make sure those ideas are sound. I mean, the filter is your brain, so yeah. And if you consume mindlessly, then you're not vigilant. And if you are to be a vigilant consumer, then you need to be a critical thinker. That means not accepting every word I say just because I said it. I mean, that's ironic, but keep listening to me. Now, why would we ask that of you? In an answer, your mom would say, for your own good, for your own protection. So just as we see in Second Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 to 4, for the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myth. Myth, myths. I can't say the word, but anyway, myths like the fruit in in the first passage of Genesis was an apple, or selling you sand that Jesus walked on will heal you, or you need to give X amount of money to have your sins forgiven, or name it and claim it,
COVID 19.
or you only use 10% of your brain. I mean, I'd argue that's true for some people, or all religions lead to the same God. Okay, Nathan, but like, what's the problem with that? Like, tell me, what is the problem? Why can't we just like do that? Because why not? This is where we read Second Peter 3 verses 15 to 18, where basically Peter talks about Paul writing, and he says his letter contains some things that are hard to understand, which ignorant and unstable people distort, as they do other scriptures to their own destruction. Okay, Nathan, but like, what should we do? Well, that's why he continues and says, therefore, dear friends, since you have been forewarned, be on your guard, so that you may not be carried away by the error of the lawless and fall from your secure position. Amazing. But Peter, how can I do that? Well, here's where you can take another example from the Bible. And this one is actually a church in Berea, which is in Greece. And it says of them in Acts 17, now, these Jews were more noble than those in Thessalonica. They received the word with all eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see if these things were so. So, Paul and Silas were there and they were talking to the Jews of that city, and these guys were more noble than the one in the other city, and they were examining things if what Paul and Silas were saying was true. If you're like most people and you use more than 10% of your brain, you might ask, how else can I unbuild my fate and examine what people are saying to me? Well, I'm glad you asked because in Matthew it says, watch out for false prophet. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruits you will recognize them. So, good brains make good logic, bad brains make bad logic. That's good logic. And the good logic, you look at the end result. Look, so you can look further down into the future to see if the results of their actions or of their thinking is good. And then if the results are good, then the ideas are most probably good. Let's say if someone's constantly in a breakup, would you take relationship advice from them? I mean, maybe some advice could be good because they're always in a relationship, but they keep breaking up. So either they don't know how to maintain it or they're picking the wrong people. But anyway, if you would follow exactly what they would do, then you'd probably be in the same situation. Now, obviously, growing food takes time, and it is the same with ideas. Ideas take time before they yield their fruit in your life. This is why we want you to look at your ideas with a critical eye and examine what fruits will they yield. To practice this, Jasmine smacked you in the face with a glove and challenged you to a duel. I mean, this is my way of saying this is this week's challenge. And the question is, do all religions lead to the same God? Now, Jasmine wants you to find three arguments that supports this statement and three arguments that disprove this statement. So three arguments against. And to help you build back your pen with the right parts and so that you don't have glue and filth keeping up from working and being broken, I encourage you to check out the common fallacies, or if you don't know what fallacies mean, then you can Google it, but it basically means a mistake in logic that people make when they are creating arguments. And this is useful for this challenge, but also for everyday life. Be a big brain, use logic.